Hello, hello, hello. I'm a little bit early, but I'm here. Um, I'm gonna go ahead and start it now, my live. Um, let's see. Let me put my hi, money. Hi, God's child. How are y'all? Thank you for coming. Can you hear me? Um, I just wanted to do this live tonight to give people who are feeling a little bit scared maybe a few words of encouragement in these times of need. We really need to come together and, help one another out. Um, Everybody knows that. Okay, you can hear me? Okay, thank you. Everybody knows that when there's a crisis, crisis or something that come together, draw apart. A lot of people are going, panicking and going to the store and buying everything up and hoarding food and, doing stuff that necessarily doesn't have to be done, Uh, it's kind of selfish also on one hand because other people need food too. So, just get what you need, um, because a lot of that food will go to waste if you don't need all that. And who's to say when this pandemic will be over, epidemic will be over, whatever it may be. No one knows when this will be over. So it's not a good idea to hoard food. Anyway, let everybody know, you got to keep the faith in these kind of times and keep your eyes on, on God, because his eyes on the sparrow and he's always, always watching us and he loves us and he's there for us. Hi, Goldie. Thank you for coming. He's always going to be there for us. Um, no matter what, he never changes day by day. He's still the same. So it's good for us to, keep our eyes on him and to, encourage one another. Um, Me and my church group, we had church this morning via um, internet, social media. We had virtual church. Um, and we were there encouraging one another. Our pastor's wife is pregnant, and she was kind of worried about when she has to go to the hospital and what precautions they would take um, as far as keeping her safe while she's up there trying to have her baby. And well, we have a family member here. Me and my fiance have a family member here that has been to the hospital, and there are um, officers as soon as you walk in because it's kind of trying to separate the sick from the really sick. So I told her she has nothing really to worry about. And a lot of I see a lot of states have gone on lockdown. Washington, California, New York, Ohio. There's a few of them, the hot spots, I guess, to say the ones that have a lot of illnesses. There are a lot of outbreak of the virus. Um, we just need to keep ourselves clean, and that's lifestyle ethics anyways. I'm sorry, that's lifestyle ethics anyways. You need to keep your hands clean. Um, don't touch your face when you sneeze into your elbow bend, and wash your hands, and all common courtesy, especially when you're out in public. Um, just wanted to sit here and give people words of encouragement just in case, anybody is feeling down. Don't feel down about this. God is always with us and he loves us and he's going to be there for us. Um, Let me see. Something must have happened to the live. Let me see if I'm still going because the live has been cutting off. If you're just now joining, please give it a thumbs up. And oh, hey, Fifi, how are you? Um, oh, okay, you are still here. Hi, God's child. Let me throw out the link just in case anybody would like to join me up here. Um, if not, that's all right. It's fine. Um, just trying to spread words of encouragement in these times right now, because there's a lot of people I see that's really, really panicking, and you really don't have to panic like that. Just take the precautions that they say, and you'll be all right. Have faith and trust in God. That's what we need to do. We need to have faith and trust in Him. That He will never leave us nor forsake us, and that is so true. Um, Maybe this is the time for everybody to sit back and really evaluate where their life is going. Pick up a Bible and read it. Talk to God more. Focus on God. Focus on the things that need to be focused on in life. You know, it's all everything. Whatever happens is for it. I strongly believe that. So if you're feeling down or you're feeling like you just depressed, please don't feel like that. There's always someone there that you can talk to, that's willing to help you out through this dark time if this is a dark time for you. Um, I am one of those people. You can reach out to me if you have no one to talk to or no one to come to. I'm always here via YouTube. And if you leave me a comment, I'm always watching my okay, Fifi. I'm always watching my chat. So I'm always watching my comments and my notifications. So if you need anybody to talk to, I'm here and I will answer you as soon as I can. As soon as I see your message, I will be there to answer you. Um, I just feel like, you know, these days right now, even when you're not prepared, some people, they're not prepared. They're never prepared for stuff like this because a lot of people don't think ahead in life. And that's all right. That's okay because you're not supposed to worry about the future. You're supposed to just live in the present and thank God for his blessings that he's giving you for today. Don't worry about what you're going to eat tomorrow. Don't worry about what you're going to wear. That is even written in the Bible. You don't worry about those things because the Father will provide for you. God will provide for you. So I know a lot of people, they're discouraged and they're like, well, if God cared about us, he wouldn't let this happen and this, that. It's not about that. It's about having faith and being strong. Hey, Fifi, are you there? Hey, uh-oh, there's no sound. You're on mute. Uh-oh, still can't hear you. Let me see. I think you went back on mute. I can see your lips moving, but I can't hear you. Hmm. No, still no sound. Something has went wrong. I can't hear you. Are you gonna come back? Okay. I think I caught the last of that, but for some reason there's no sound. In here, can you hear me? Let me see. Let me check on my other device. Okay. Yeah, there we go. I think she'll be coming back. Something was going wrong with that. There wasn't any sound. Um, so yeah, I just wanted to encourage you all. Anybody who's feeling down right now, I wanted to encourage you. Waiting on Fifi still. I think something went wrong with the speaker, the audio. You never know with this StreamYard thing. Audio's always going in and out on here. I'm surprised it didn't kick me off by now, because it's been kicking hard lately. So I don't know what's going on with. Okay, you coming back in? Okay. Yeah, something was wrong with the audio. I couldn't hear you. Um, so yeah, everybody. Um, Just a few words of encouragement to you all. I know that this can be a trying time right now. I know that everybody's faith is kind of a little shaky, but keep your faith and stay encouraged. We can get through this. We can get through this, and we have each other to get through this. And that's the great thing about it, that not one person is in this world alone. We have each other, and we have each other for a reason. You know, like I had a pastor today when we had our church via virtual today. He was saying how when he comes home from work or anything, or he comes home, how his mom is like, "Daddy, Daddy," he's so excited to see him. This is how God wants his children to be. He wants his children to be excited about him. He wants his children to how a mother and father would want their children to be united with each other and to love each other, love on each other, and show respect for one another and help each other when they're in need. This is how God wants of his children, and that's us. And he loves us. And we walk by faith and not by sight. You can see all these bad things going on around you, but you need to keep faith, because at the end of the day, faith is what we have. Faith is what we got, and we just need to have that be a stronghold for us in our life. Have that be something you hold on to. Because if you don't hold on to that, if you don't have faith and you don't trust in God, you're just gonna be in that dark spot. You're just gonna be down and out, and it just doesn't make any sense on how people want to waddle around in sorrow instead of, thinking outside the box and thinking, hey, this can't last forever. Nothing lasts forever. Not even the bad things last forever. The good things don't last forever, and the bad things don't last forever. So look at it that way. We're gonna get through this. It might take a little time, but at the end of the day, we're gonna get through it. We just have to hold strong and keep our faith. You might have some family members that are maybe feeling this impact a lot, and we just need to pray for them. Pray for their peace, pray for their joy, pray for longevity in their life, pray for salvation on their soul so that they may be able to see what God is doing and how he's moving, and that he's always working and he's always there. He's always watching us, and he cares about us. And we just need to trust in him and care enough to care for each other, you know, because like I said, at the end of the day, we have each other, and we have God. And God is bigger than anything that's going on right now in this world. He really is, and people say, why are certain things allowed? Hey, let's,
Okay,
okay,
I
there we go.
turn everything off um,
Oh,
to keep it for some reason. But yeah, initially when I came over, you was at Speed Subway.
yeah, yeah. Trying to grab some dinner.
Yeah, that's good. But these are times people do need encouragement because some people suffer from depression and anxiety, and to stay in is bad. It's hard
Yes.
on them, harder on them than the rest. Because I even put on my mask and walked through the floors, to the different floors of the building
Uh-huh.
to get out my building.
Oh, yeah.
Sat out on the patio, and it's cold up here. It's like 44, but I still sat out there for a little bit.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, that's cold.
Yeah.
Um, lately out here, it's been all right. The weather's been okay, but the other day we had rain and thunderstorms and stuff. I think later on tonight, we're supposed to get a little bit more rain.
Oh, okay. But yeah, so they haven't told y'all yet to stay indoors?
No, they haven't told us that yet. Not out here. We have
Oh,
only 53 cases right now. So I guess if it goes up some more, they
yeah,
might do that.
yeah. I think we got, um, at this point, about 400 they've confirmed. So
Oh
I
my
think,
goodness.
yeah, it's probably about 1,200 now. But they started setting up hours where people who are at risk, have health problems, they can't make you come in and improve it. But if you out there at 7 o'clock in the morning, you can
Uh-huh.
get into Walmart, Dollar General, Kroger's. They all allowing seniors and people at risk to come in early.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, I'm going to Dollar General on a day that they get their deliveries, which is on Thursdays. I'm gonna wait
Oh,
till I go
I
there.
was gonna ask you, did you get your Census Bureau paperwork?
Yeah, I got a letter, but it wasn't the actual paperwork. It had a number on it. That's not the. Is that the actual paperwork? I have to read it. I read it so quick and put it
Mine
down.
came with like a it came with, I had a letter, and then I had another letter from them where you fill out the paper of how many people you live with, and who's in the household and stuff like that.
Maybe that's the second one because I had sent off to them about working for them initially, but I changed my mind. So I thought that letter was them calling me to see if I work. You know, ain't nobody gonna be out here going door to door now. But initially,
Yeah, I know.
let me see what the second one.
But they said that if you can fill that out, that's how you're gonna get your money from the stimulus package.
Oh, um, yes, it is two papers. It's different. This is your invitation to respond to the 2020. That's the
Yeah,
one.
yeah,
Okay. Oh, well, I didn't know this was how they was going about getting your stimulus. That's smart to make
yeah.
people do it.
Someone told me, they said that if you don't fill that out, you won't get your money.
Who did you hear say that?
This lady, she's in the hospital right now. She got
Oh,
a virus or something, and I guess they told her, somebody, the nurse must have told her something like that.
oh, okay.
Yeah, she's on here
April the
on
1st.
YouTube. Huh?
It's not a. It's no. It's not a questionnaire.
There's no big. You don't have a big packet.
No, I
Oh
just got
wow.
the two giving me my number of my census, telling me to respond.
Does it have a phone number on there?
Um, no, at my gov. It gave me the website.
Maybe you have to wait
Oh,
on the other one because it should have a phone number on there for like it said for like the older people, they'll give a phone number so you can call in and give your answer.
oh, okay. It is a. We need help. If you need help completing it, please call. Oh yeah.
Yeah, so you'll
Oh
just call in.
yeah. Oh, I might just go to the website 2020census.gov. But no, it's not. It's not anything to fill out. It's just
Oh,
paper, all the different languages. One of the papers, and the other one is giving me my census ID number, which I'm gonna use, and I'm gonna do that tonight when I'm up.
yeah, that's the one
And
I got.
I
I
can,
got that one. I got that paper that you're talking about right now, and then I got a packet.
oh, okay. The packet hasn't come, and I went downstairs to my mailbox earlier, so and it was nothing in there.
Oh, it
'Cause
might take a
I told
few more
yes,
days.
huh?
I was saying it might take a few more days.
Yeah, but I'm gonna be done it. I want my money as soon as possible. So I'm
Yeah,
calling. I'm gonna do the website or call in. If it's too long on the phone, I'm calling in and doing it.
yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I'm not taking no chances on missing out on my 1,200. Even though the Democrats don't want that, they're against that. They have a plan, but they haven't talked about their plan because Trump was trying to give us two checks. He wasn't
Yeah,
just giving one. He's trying to give us two. That's the only thing I agree with him on. Give us two checks. That way we can save one and spend the other one. That
that's right.
information I directed to you earlier was about so you because I know you weren't there, you know. But
Yeah, I went over for a little while, then I just left.
oh, but yeah, that was some good information because I'm gonna call and see. I pay a car note. I'm gonna put them two. I ain't worried. If I can put it off 2 years, I ain't worried about paying it. But I'm gonna go ahead and do it. So anything I can save, I can put the money in the bank. I'm gonna try to save a
See,
few grand. Yeah.
I don't pay anything. Like I just pay my rent, and my electric, and that's all. I don't. I have a car, but it's paid off. So
Oh, that's good. Yeah, but I'm gonna put that sucker back. And the electric, from what they said, I was listening. You don't have to worry. You don't have to pay your electric bill. That sounds too good to be true. So I'm gonna call and tell them I'm having financial hardship and see what they say. But the owner, the management company, came
uh-huh.
out and put letters to remind us our rent is still due. I think everybody knew they had to pay rent, but
Oh yeah, they're gonna do that. But if push comes to shove and you can't pay it, they can't kick you out.
I know that's good. And people don't need to be out on the street anyway. Not right now, because those would be the ones more likely to pick up something and go see their family and pass it on. But what I didn't like was I was watching Roland Martin. They said that the Trump them knew about this widespread spread virus in China back in November. In November.
Oh no, they knew about that. They knew about it way before then. They knew about it almost a year before this.
Really?
Yeah, they put it out there today that Taiwan. When it first came, when this virus first came out, it was called SARS. It wasn't called Corona. It was called SARS, and
Okay,
it did.
SARS.
Huh?
Yeah, SARS. Yeah, I remember SARS.
Yeah, it didn't spread like this. It wasn't spreading like this. It was in one area. Taiwan had it bad. So what Taiwan did was I don't know if I'm saying that country right, but if what
Yeah.
they did was they took precautions and they put masks on and they tested everybody before they came into the airports. They shut down some spots. They had hand sanitizer wherever you went. You have to wash your hands. They're ahead. They were ahead of us. That's why they're not really suffering right now. If you look it up, they're not really suffering over this.
Yeah,
But
I haven't heard
when
anything about them. That makes
yeah,
sense.
when they found out about it, our president at the time, when this first started, when Trump first got elected about 2 years ago,
Yeah.
he knew about it, but he called it a hoax. He said it was just a hoax, but
Uh,
it that's why America didn't take it serious because he was saying that it was just made up, but it wasn't. This virus was real. They knew about it. They didn't do anything to take precautions, and here we are now.
hmm People dying, not prepared. I just can't believe America is not prepared. Of course, he blamed it today on the Democrats. Say he inherited this system. What he didn't tell them was he dismantled the system that would have taken care of this because he felt it was unnecessary. So that's what he's not telling, according to Roland Martin. Because
That's right.
yeah,
It's all about the money. And now he's
hmm
dishing out trillions of dollars when he could have just dished out a little bit at the time. Now he has to dish out
yes,
a whole lot more because he didn't take it serious.
yeah. And if that doesn't change people's opinion um, of him, nothing will. But I never really cared for him too much anyway. To be
Yeah,
honest.
if he gets this under control, he'll get a second term because everybody will have it put him in that savior kind of spot, which he ain't done nothing.
Yeah, we're in this position because of him, for real, because of his failure to
That's
take it
right.
serious. That's why we're like this. We've always had been one of the best healthcare systems in the world. Now the I don't believe China. Okay, so I ain't even including China, Iraq. Um, I don't know. They would never tell the truth. And Russia, they won't tell the truth. I haven't heard about how much many people are dying in Russia. They're not going to let anybody know. Have you heard anything about Russia?
They said that Russia didn't have any tests to prove if anybody had it over there, so they weren't being tested. So we don't really know what's going on over there. So I'm not sure about Russia, but people are saying that Russia didn't have any cases or anything happen because people don't go to Russia. That's what they were saying. Like nobody goes over there, so it didn't spread over there.
Chinese people go everywhere. Their products are everywhere.
Yeah,
I'm certain they have it in Russia. Russia is just not testing.
yeah.
They don't care. He doesn't care. Just like Trump. Trump don't care about anybody except people that's gonna give him money to reelect him into office. Everybody else, they're on their own. They're on
Yeah,
their
that's
own.
true. That's true. And I feel like if we would have just got prepared and did something about it when the virus first came to a head, then we wouldn't be in the situation that we're in now. And this is just ridiculous for United States not to be ready. It's ridiculous. Like
Yes,
how
it
many
is.
there have to be before they wake up and pay attention. But that's what you get when you have
Well,
a sitting president.
right. And he's not a leader. He's a politician. He can't lead nobody nowhere, you know? So, yeah, he's a politician. It's all about the money, what he can
He
get.
really Trump is a businessman. He's not uh president
A
material.
politician. You're right.
Yeah.
I'm saying it wrong. You correct. He
Yeah,
is
so
a businessman. Yep.
he don't really belong up there in that spot. He just paid all that. Like today when they had that press conference with him, he kept mentioning over and
Yes.
over, it cost me a lots of money to be president. Well, what's that got to do with the price of tea, the virus in China, really? Let's put it like that. What's that got to do with the virus in China? Because you're not saying anything that's relevant. You're talking about irrelevant things. Who cares how you got your presidency? You're the president now. You need to take responsibility and do what you got to do for us. Uh-oh, something happened. I think I might have got kicked off. Let me see. Let me check. Anyways, I think Fifi will come back. But yeah, so while we're waiting on Fifi to come back, I think she might have got kicked for some reason. I don't know what happened with this StreamYard. Like I said, it acts so funny. I don't know what's going on with this. Um, oh, it's okay, Fifi. I'm just waiting on you. But if the president would just get his head out his behind and do some things and make some things happen and take responsibility and do what he has to do for the American people, these things wouldn't be happening. Instead of boasting and stroking his ego the whole time he's standing up there in the protest or the protest in the at the podium. So let me see. Here come.
Eh,
Okay, you're
yes.
back.
Yeah. I went to tell whoever was knocking at my door to call me. Do not
Oh.
knock at my door. I got a sign up there, everybody. No visitors allowed. Sure. Just one of
Yeah.
my neighbors. Yeah. Come on, he bored. I said, okay, if you bored, give me a call in 2 hours. I
Yeah, he bored.
ain't letting nobody in. You supposed
I
to
know that's
distance.
right.
Yeah. So yeah, he
They don't
bored.
they don't believe in social distancing, and that's exactly what we got to do. People don't want to pay attention. That's why this virus has spread as far as it has spread because people just won't pay attention.
Oh yeah, they had a church here where people went to church today, and that was illegal. They were police. Some the neighbors called the cops, and they
Oh,
put the people out to church. But they had no business being there. It was more than you're not supposed to have any more than 10 people here, and there
yeah.
were about 50, 60 people. She said she called. So people are watching and if they see you do something, they're calling 911, and
Oh
they're
yeah.
sitting there. Yeah,
And out here we had church, but we didn't go to church. We had it via internet. We had like FaceTimed each other this morning, and we had church with each other over the internet by
yeah,
screen.
that's good. That's smart, very smart.
Yeah.
Because somebody had a wedding somewhere in the U.S. Oh, I
Uh-huh.
forgot to tell everybody in the chat. Hello. Yeah, but
Oh
somebody.
yeah. Hello, Godchild, hanging in there. Yeah, so I scheduled this like 3 times today, and I finally caught up with it today. Right now, I had it scheduled for 12 at first, and then 1, and people were on. They were looking for me, but then I had scheduled it late to knock because I had just kept falling asleep. Wasn't feeling too good for a while. I still got these like sharp pains in my chest, but I don't know. I think I might have pulled something or something. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, muscles would do that because I remember I actually had called 911 months before, and it
Uh-huh.
ended up being muscle spasms. I say that much pain. They said yes. Yeah, because I couldn't even straighten my arm out. It took them giving me IV muscle relaxants for my arm to be able to
Oh
straighten
man.
out. And yeah, I woke up with that pain, and I
Yeah,
didn't know. So I said better safe than sorry.
that's right.
So that's why I
Yeah.
went on it. I meant
Oh,
to turn down. Can you hear that dong?
no, I can't hear it.
You can't good because
No.
I forgot to turn down my notifications. So every time
Oh no.
somebody send me something, I can hear
Oh
it.
no, I can't hear it. Um,
Oh
I told Diamond about us coming on right now. I don't know if she's probably with her grandbaby, but I had told her that we were coming on later on today.
yeah, a lot of people was over. I think James had 1,300 people in his chat, and he wasn't even talking about why.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, I saw him. He was talking about Sean Bradley and Rico. Uh,
Yeah,
do you know who Zero Tolerance is?
I've seen him once before a few months ago. No, I don't know
Oh
who
yeah,
him.
someone took over his phone and they're going live on his page like this couple. It's a girl and a guy. They've been going live on his page lately. And they're like, "Oh, we bought this phone off of him." And then he was talking to somebody on the phone. He said, "Oh, I stole this phone from this some guy." So I don't know if the guy stole his phone and now he's going live on his YouTube because he said his YouTube was still signed in when he got on there. So it's just crazy stuff happening right now.
I know it. Oh, yeah, that is crazy. Yeah, and I don't know who Rico is either. I keep hearing people talk about him.
Oh, Rico is
That
he's gay and he's like I guess he's a big guy. He's a big name in the beef sector, and he gets on YouTube live and he dances and takes his clothes off and does all kind of stuff.
oh, that's the
Drunk,
one. Okay,
yeah,
I heard of that male stripper. Yeah, gets
yeah,
real drunk.
yeah, pissy drunk and literally because he pissed all over his room one time on live. It's like, oh
Oh
my god.
my! Uh, I'd be too ashamed to come back on YouTube.
Yeah, me too. That's just horrible. You don't supposed to get that dang drunk that you can't control your bodily functions.
Right, you're not, and especially when you're alive.
Yeah,
But people
that's
want fame. I mean, you got women still being killed or hurt on YouTube live. I mean, no, that's Facebook. That's where
uh-huh.
yeah, people getting shot and all kind of
Oh yeah,
things
I
are
saw
happening.
that one. Yeah.
Yeah, that's terrible. Yeah, when they start doing a lot of testing, I'm certain y'all numbers are gonna go up because they just really started doing a lot of testing here, and every day is jumping by about 80 people.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm pretty
initially,
sure.
Yeah.
Everybody hasn't been tested out here. I'm pretty sure there's a lot more than what they're saying.
Yeah, they said they weren't going to test everyone. They're only going to test. They only have enough test kits to do people who are sick or hospitalized. Well, at least that's what Ohio said they would do. They're not going to test everybody that come in with symptoms unless they're severe.
Yeah,
So
that's what the president was saying. He said that he was signing a bill to where I guess something he was doing to where they're not going to test you unless you're in dire need of the test.
but see,
To
that's
where
crazy
yeah.
because if they don't recognize the symptoms right away, if they say, "Oh, you just having you have pre-existing lung problems, you're just having problems with your breathing," and not test you, by the time they do test you,
Hmm.
you're too far gone.
Yeah,
Because
that's
I
right.
was yeah. So that's that. How can we not afford to do it, but China can afford to do it? In other countries, South Korea is testing everybody. They're actually doing drive-through testing. We haven't even got now set up yet. My sister in Maryland told me hers, they put up the tents, but they haven't started. They've been doing
Uh-huh.
this stuff in China for 2 months
Yeah.
or
So
more. Yeah.
the president said that it was some the test was because they tested the president, they tested his wife, and they tested the vice president, his wife, because they said they had been exposed to someone who worked up there that had contracted it. But Vice President Pence was saying that it was an uncomfortable test that they have to take this swab and stick it all the way up through your nose, like all the way almost to your eye, and it's not comfortable.
Yeah.
I'm like,
He's just a wuss. Would they do that to us every time they testing us? No, strep is in the back of your throat. And the flu, they go back up in your nose too when they're
uh-huh,
testing you for the flu. So apparently he's never been tested. But I don't know if I believe that they are negative because I've
yeah,
seen at least two pictures. The guy from Italy who was over here, and Trump, he was standing behind Trump to the right, looking right at the screen. He was positive after he got home. Then Trump went to, about 2 weeks ago, he went to a meeting of the right wingers in Maryland. And the guy there that his staff members had came in contact with, he was also tested positive later on. So why would I believe that he is not positive? I
if
do
they are,
believe one,
oh, go
huh?
ahead, go ahead.
No, I'm saying I do believe one thing. Those drugs that they say they're testing, that they've been around, they were used for malaria and one particular antibiotic, the combination. They're saying they think that's what he was talking about when he was saying it's medicines that's already available that um, he believed is going to turn things around. I bet you he's taking those medicine even though he doesn't have malaria and he doesn't have a serious infection. It's Zithromax. They're using that. I've been on that before. Um, but they're using antibiotics are not supposed to kill viruses. But for some reason, they believe, the scientists believe the combination of the two could possibly help them to recover, not be a vaccine, but to recover for those who actually have it.
Yeah,
So
that's what I
I
believe.
bet,
Because when I first heard about the president may have been in contact with someone who has it, I said, "Oh, they got the cure. They're just not releasing it yet until a certain amount of people are gone."
yeah, I bet you him, Melania, his son, all of them, they taking that and anything else that they think that may help them. But John Hopkins is also working on something that they used 50, 60 years ago where people that are recovering um, from the infection, coronavirus, once you're you're infected with it, your body starts sending out antibodies to try to overcome it. Um, so they're after people are recovering, they're asking them to donate blood so they can use the antibodies in the blood to possibly use that for people to keep them from getting it because they had an antibody. I
But
don't
see,
know. Yeah, I don't know if that's gonna work, but they trying anything, girl.
yeah, I don't see that working because what it does is the antibodies that's already in our system. This virus is so dangerous and so strong that the antibodies in our system is sending out too much of the antibodies to try to fight against the virus, and it's actually destroying the good cells as well as the bad ones. So
Yeah,
people are left with permanent lung damage. They're left with these holes in their lungs like a honeycomb. That's what they were saying looks
I
like to
know it, girl.
so I don't know if that's good to do that.
But they getting desperate. But yeah, when I looked at that actual thing and you see them little spears, and I was listening to the doctor talk about that's what causes the lung damage that they attach to the lungs. So and oh, I'm just thinking about the lung damage that's being done. As a former respiratory therapist, I can imagine um, they pretty much have to cut off half of your lung, and
Yeah,
they're not going to do that in order
yeah.
for you to recover. Yeah, I'm glad I'm not. I'm glad I am retired. My girlfriend was telling me that they got the equipment, but it's running scarce, and people
Uh-huh.
coming to the hospital still in the antiseptic wipes and stuff. I
Oh my
say,
goodness.
yeah, as you come in the ER, they just taking the whole bottles. They don't care nothing about being on camera. They're stealing. So they've been
Yeah,
asked.
people were stealing stuff from the hospital before this. You go to the hospital for a
Yeah,
check.
so now they don't have a chance. Oh, when she told me that, she said, and the hospital administrator told them, I think that some of the staff are shopping. You need to stop shopping on the job. Yeah, they know they're taking home stuff, but they can't afford to do it. The hospital can't afford to allow them to do it. So they're going to lose their job for stealing. I don't think you can get unemployment when you lose your job for stealing. I don't know. Hmm, I don't know. But I know I wouldn't be caught stealing no.
No, if it's unethical what you were doing at work, you cannot apply for unemployment if you're doing something that was against the policies of where you work at. You were not qualified to get unemployment. I have signed up for unemployment a couple times when I was working, back when I was working, and each and every time I got it because what I did wasn't unethical. Like most of the time I had got fired was after maybe 4 or 5 years of working at that place and getting sick. And so they fired me from getting sick. So it wasn't my fault. So but if I were
Right.
to be stealing or I was to show up late every day or something like that,
Excuse
I
me.
wouldn't be able to get it.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. Then they, the amount of money that therapists are making down there, that would be stupid. Even the therapists that aren't registered. When I stopped working, like I say, in 2000, I was making $25 an hour. So I can imagine what they're making down there now. Um, I'm retired, but I told them if the money is right, I'll be back. And apparently the money ain't right because I read an article that said it was a shortage of respiratory therapists. I called Children's Hospital here, uh, and I talked to the person about hiring, and when he told me what they want to pay me, I told him, "What? That's only 2/3 of what I was making." And no, no, thank you. I'll stay home. Nah. So they're not pressed yet. When if they get pressed enough, but the article in the paper the other day was saying North America is going to be in trouble because it doesn't have enough therapists in order to work with the ventilators. And even though it's been 20 years, basic. If you know and you got common sense and you've worked around ventilators, you can figure it out. You may need to learn certain specifics, but I'm convinced I could go back and jump back in
Yeah.
there. Yeah, give me a few days in service on that particular ventilator, um, and I could do it. But I
Because you
ain't
never
going
forget
in there,
you never,
huh?
I was just saying you never forget what you're taught, you never forget something that you're good at.
Yeah, and and she, I mean, I was registered back then. She might have been making $15, and that was in 2000. So yeah, but if she would take her boards, a lot of us do not take our boards. We're content to make $15 and $20 an hour when we can make 35
Yeah,
and 40. I wasn't
that's
content. I took
true.
my boards soon as I got out of school. And when I passed, certain individuals said, oh, you were lucky. It was easy that year. How can an oral boards be easy? No, it wasn't easy. It was the
Yeah, some
same thing that they had failed. It wasn't easy. But I guess
yeah,
that rationalized me passing, you know. And that even my people, they gave me a problem because they assumed because I passed that I thought I was smart. I didn't think I was smart. I just felt like I um I dedicated myself and I studied hard and I passed.
hmm
So, and
yeah, that's
another
right.
reason I think I passed is because the head of the program, told me not to focus on taking my boards. He was black, but he was a black from another country. He told me don't
Uh-huh.
focus on taking my boards because we don't pass out boards as a rule.
Oh
We.
wow,
So that's all I needed, girl. He told me I couldn't. I was determined to prove that I could.
I know
So
that's right.
yeah. So
I am.
after
Don't
that,
tell me I can't do something because then I'm gonna go try to show you. If you tell me I
right.
can't do it.
Yeah. I'm looking for a band-aid. I cut my finger and I
Oh
don't, yeah, I don't want no open sores
yeah.
because I'm going out tomorrow. What's
Oh,
that
where you going?
music?
Shopping?
Yeah, I'm going to, even Walmart have hours for senior citizens. And here, only seniors or people with, oh, okay, here they go. Seniors or people with some type of uh, allergy, I mean, pre-existing condition can go into the store between 7 and 8. Otherwise, you
Oh,
can't go in. We go in before it opens up. So, or who is it? Yeah, Dollar General, Walmart, and most food stores. I'm surprised they're not doing that in your area. At least not
no,
yet.
no, they're not doing it yet. I've been here kind of like talking to my church members and stuff because a lot of their family members, like I think they said that my one of my church members said that they had family in the Philippines and that they were on
Yeah.
lock, they couldn't go anywhere, and it was kind of hard on them. Being it's kind of like hard on him because he stays home, and they're like they're extroverts, or they're not introverts. I don't know how to say it, but
Yeah, they introverts.
like,
Wait a minute,
yeah,
extroverts.
ex-
I don't know.
yeah,
I know what you mean. They stay to
yeah,
themselves and
yeah.
they socialize mainly with their own people. Yeah.
No, that's the introvert. So they say they're extroverts. They go out a lot and they socialize with other people.
Oh,
So I told them that I was an introvert because I usually stay to myself. I stay indoors and I'm usually on YouTube or social media. But it was kind of hard on them because they like to get out, share the word with each other. They're really dedicated in church and dedicated to God and spreading the word.
oh,
So
oh.
it's kind
See,
of
now
hard.
that's different from the Philippines. We're in the neighborhood I lived in
Uh-huh.
before I moved up here. They pretty much stayed to themselves and dealt with each other.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a large community of them too. So is it a lot of them in? I'm surprised. I thought they would go, but now I'm gonna say the warmer area, but DC is not really that warm in Maryland.
No, he was saying that they are over in the Philippines right now, but it's kind of hard on them being over there because they have to stay in over there.
Oh, oh, then
Yeah.
I thought they was about their, it's hard on their people over there. Oh,
So,
they are there.
yeah, because
Yeah,
we had internet church, so we had them from around, the globe. We have like them come together on Hangout so we can FaceTime each other and have church with each other, check on each other and see how each other is doing. And
yeah.
it was pretty cool because it was like we were all in each other's home, and because we're just watching each other on FaceTime and we're just laughing and having a good time because like one guy he was talking and he was telling us about something and his camera like flipped over and then like he was talking and then he stopped talking and we were all just waiting for him to say something else and he was just staring at the camera and we all just started laughing because it was kind of awkward but it was fun and I love
Yeah.
getting with my church because we're like we had older couple that used to come there but I noticed that they don't come no more. They didn't come like no more for maybe a couple months before this and stuff. But the church is mostly youth church. But I like the
Oh,
mixture. I like the mixture of the older generation and the younger generation together because
right.
it's good like that because you can learn from the older generation and they can also learn from the younger generation. So I like that kind of
Yeah.
church.
Yeah, that's how it should be. And that's good to see so many young people. Uh, I used to take my son, I don't know.
Uh,
He didn't have a choice. I went to church, he was going. When he got about 16, he said, I don't want to go. I say, do you have somewhere else to live? He said, no. I said, okay, get dressed. You're going with me.
that's right.
And I was ready to drop you where you going to live at. If I go to church, everybody in here going to church.
That's right.
So
That's what I
since it was
told my
just me and
fiance.
him, yeah, I never gave him an option. No,
Yeah.
you going. You don't have
I
to
mean,
like it.
yeah, my fiance, he wants to go, he likes to go to church, but some days he's like tired and stuff, and we're all tired, but once you get there and you start hearing God's word, that feeling goes away. You're into, what you're hearing, what you're listening to. You're gonna listen to it if you really want to, get fed off the word, because like the Bible says, man can't live by bread alone. You have to live off the
Right.
word also, because that's also our spiritual food. So when I tell him, you either going to church or you're gonna have to go home because we got to go to church together. A family that prays together stays together. So I would
Yes.
like to be one of those families that stay together. So I'm really big. I've always been since I was born. I've been big on a God. Like trusting in Him and learning His word and all that. So I try to keep my heart, on the right thing. So I won't stray away from what's right.
Yeah, too far. And if you
People
do, you can come back because you
That's
know.
right. That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people have backslid, and I backslid too. So I backslid a lot, a lot of times. And I know that God
All
is
of us.
forgiving God, you know.
Yes. I believe that. I believe God will forgive you if you're truly serious and you ask Him not to do something today, ask God to forgive you, and then go out every other day doing the same thing. I don't know.
Right.
He might have to put
When
you
you
over
ask
in
for
the I don't
forgiveness,
know section.
yeah, when you ask for forgiveness, you have to be having a sincere heart. God knows your heart. So you have to have a sincere heart and not think that, oh, just because I ask for forgiveness, I can go do this again and ask for forgiveness again, because that's straddling the fence. And
Yeah.
you're either going to get pushed over on one side or the other. So,
Yeah. Oh, I got to put some on my lips. They dry. Ooh.
oh, yeah. See, this is that time of year already, and people are afraid every time they catch a little cold or, the flu. They're really getting afraid because they're thinking it's the corona. But at the same time, this is flu season, and a
Yeah.
lot of people are going to catch a cold. A lot of people are going to get the flu. That doesn't necessarily mean that you have the corona. People just
I know
they're
because
panicking.
people just crazy when somebody cough in a store. I mean,
Yeah,
they looking around. I'd say people is flu season. He and who
Yeah,
knows, he might have asthma. He got
exactly. Or
asthma.
allergies or
All
something.
this, yeah. It's a million reasons besides corona. And like you say, because it's flu season, you can't assume that just
Uh-huh.
'cause someone's coughing, they could have a lung disease. You know, asthma make you cough. It makes
That's right.
me cough.
Or they could have
Yeah.
lung cancer or something like that. You never know what people's
Right.
situations are. So people shouldn't jump to conclusions. And then these people that's saying, "Oh, we're all doomed. This is martial law and all this," they don't understand what martial law really is and how it's going to come about. This is not how they do it. Um, if
No.
they were going to do something like that, it would be more stricter than this. It would be a shutdown altogether. It wouldn't be section by section. You know,
Right.
they're doing section by
No.
section because they're doing the hot spots first because those are where the virus is really spread it at. So people don't understand this is the only way that we could get that virus to stop spreading so fast. You know,
Yes. Keep
um,
those people in there until it goes down. That's right. I agree with it. They should have used the National Guard. Trump said today that he um, dispatched the National Guard to Washington. That's where most of my family is in D.C. But that's to assist in, getting supplies to people. Um, I guess closing down places. He's saying in order to do what needs to be done to keep the virus from spreading further. So I assume if it's somewhere they're having a big gathering, they're gonna go in and close it down. You know.
yeah, that's
And
right. Sorry, I'm replying to a woman from my church right now. She's texting me, asking me, well, how I'm doing and stuff, and I'm letting her know. She's just asked me, how can I be praying for you this week? And I'm just asking her for strength and boldness to help others.
yeah.
Uh-oh, I accidentally sent sent the wrong message. I put strength and B, and I was trying to put boldness, but I put strength and B.
I've done that sent it before. So I'm gonna now last time I went over, I'm gonna go over to the chat to see anybody did Diamond show up? You can see the chat
Where?
from where
Yeah,
you. Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Only one person was in there. That was God's child, but I think he left now. But there was just one or two people showing up and then looking and leaving. Right now, there's nobody in there right now.
Oh, well, you still. Do you get when you stay on? Do you get like credit for hours? Because I'm
Yeah,
trying to understand why they stay on for 12 hours or so. Okay, you have to do that before you become monetized.
yeah, that's right. You have to have at least 4,000 watch hours, and the watch hours go up faster when you do lives. Is the longer you do your lives, that's the fastest that your watch hours go up, and
Oh,
how many people view it, go and watch your replays and stuff like that. And like right now, I'm like two away from 600 people, and you have to have at least 1,000 people sub to you. So I'm like almost like a little bit halfways, above halfways. I just need
yeah.
400 more people to sub to me, and then I got my subscribers, and then on my watch hours, I got a while to go because it's 4,000 watch hours, and I'm barely like at
Wow.
100 and something. I got a long ways to go.
Yeah. Well, okay. That's why she said I could transfer her video over to my Facebook page so my family could get them websites.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna share you over to my Facebook page and see
Okay.
in case, yeah, see if I can get. I'm saying y'all stuck in the house. Here's something positive to watch as opposed to some of the other stuff you're gonna see. Because I very rarely even go on YouTube. I mean Facebook anymore. Uh, it's too many family on there, and I don't agree with everybody, but I go over and say hi.
Yeah.
But yeah, but you can't change your family, so I have to deal with them. You
Yeah, I
know.
have a family like today. My fiance told me he saw one of my aunts in the store and she said hi to him and I'm thinking she don't know your name, so how does she say hi to you? Because I didn't think she was paying attention because they don't really pay attention to me that much because growing up I was real spoiled and they was really mad about that and stuff. So that when I got older they kind of like just went their way and I went my way and stuff. And so we don't really talk that much. But when I said, did she ask about me? He's all like, no. I'm like, how can your aunt speak to your spouse and not ask about you? They just speak to, a person that,
Right. So
so
did
it
he
kind of made
recognize her, or she recognized him when he
she
spoke to
recognized
her?
him.
Oh, and did she have to tell him who she was, or he remembered from seeing her before?
He said he knows who she was
Oh,
because one of my cousins, that's her mom, and she used to come over here a lot when I first moved over here. She used to come over here a lot. I had got really sick a couple years back, and I lost a whole bunch of weight. I went down to like 89 pounds, and when I lost all my weight, they just kind of like just went their way because they're like spreading rumors, oh she must be doing this and that and this and that. That's why she lost weight. But then when
oh,
the doctor put me on medicine and did surgery on me, I picked my weight back up. So now I'm 145 pounds. I picked a lot of weight back up. So now they started some of my friends and stuff started coming back around, and I'm like, if you can't take me as I am and take my word for it when I tell you I'm sick and I'm not, doing what you guys think I'm doing, then don't come around when I'm better. And
right,
I know that I shouldn't act like that, but it hurt my feelings that you can't take my word as being your family or your friend and believe what I'm
right,
saying when you guys didn't come around to my surgery or anything like that. I just went through it, with my fiance. I'm glad he was there with me because I wouldn't have had anybody there with me at my surgery.
oh,
And I
yeah,
had I had to get my fiance's mother to drive me up there because I didn't have anybody to take me up there. I couldn't drive up there myself, and they dang sure wasn't going to let me drive back after surgery. So
right. No, no, you do. Um, I really don't. I have one besides my son who I can't depend on unless he needs some money. And then after you get the money, he gone because he took me for an in and out surgery and was supposed to stay here with me for 24 hours. And after about 2 hours, he said, I'm leaving. I say, leaving? Didn't they tell you you're supposed to stay? I got to go back to work. He didn't go back to work because I called and checked. I said,
yeah.
yeah. And they said, no, he's off for the day. I said, oh, and I know they probably say his mother.
Hmm.
Now, wait a minute. He's supposed to be off with his mother. He told me,
Yeah.
I know you called. I told him I went out to get your medicine. I said, it was a good thing they didn't call because I wasn't going to lie for you. You
Yeah.
took off. Yeah. And you could have stayed here. So,
That's right. And
yeah,
you don't and things like that. And when you for your mother, I would give anything to get my mother back. And I
yeah.
would have did anything for her. So that's kind of like, you got to cherish somebody if cherish at least one person in your life. When people do stuff like that, it's just no good. Like it's not gonna be good because I don't know if he has kids or if he ever
No
had.
kids, no
Oh,
other family here that he has contact with.
oh
All
wow.
his sister and brother, one's in Virginia, the other one's in Maryland. All my family, my relatives are in Maryland, D.C., and Virginia. So it's no one here but like a fifth cousin that was adopted out. And she don't mess with him. Something happened between them. She's cool with me, but she just said, I'm not bothering with your son no more. So I let it go. I knew something happened. And since I know he think everybody up here is country and that he's a city slicker. I told him, you grew up here. It was four. You don't know any more than the people up here. So stop. Stop it. But
Yeah.
Yeah,
Some people think that
perpetrate.
they're too good from where they came from, but you need to always remember where you come from.
Right. So when he didn't like me, he didn't like what I said to him. I gave it to him straight. I said, I'm gonna give it to you the way they gonna give it to you. If you keep going the route you going and you end up incarcerated, nobody's going to pacify you. So let your mama tell you. And I told it to him straight. And when I finished, I said, do you understand? He said, yes, ma'am. Hung up the phone, and I haven't heard from him since. Yeah, because he know he has to respect me. Because if he don't, I'll roll up on him somewhere. But they say pull up, I ain't gonna pull up. I'm gonna roll up and I'm gonna talk to him. And
That's
he don't
right.
like to be embarrassed in the street, so he wouldn't think about raising his hand because I might think that he lost his mind if he do
Yeah.
that. But yeah, but so he'll listen to me. But
Uh,
he didn't like what I said. I didn't care. I told him the truth with the
that's right.
things you're doing, and I know what you're doing because I talked to people who have told me their interactions with you. You're on your way to jail, and I don't do jails at all. So you're going by yourself. I'll see you when you get home. I ain't even coming up to put money on your books.
Yeah,
I know the terminology, but I'm not going. Now, if anybody fill me up, it ain't gonna be somebody I don't know. So I don't.
that's right.
My mother went to jail constantly with my brothers. My father refused. He never ever went to the jail to see his two sons that were going back and forth. He said he wouldn't, and he didn't. And that made a lot of sense. When I watched it, I mean, my mother was constantly, and they would just do whatever. They might do a stint for 16 months, but she'll be there every week. And my father say, I ain't lose nothing in jail. And I tell my son the same thing. I didn't lose anything. And I told you, you're trying to be slick is gonna cost you. And you light skinned, so you go to jail. Oh yeah, they're gonna be on your butt, boy. And you gonna be the butt boy. And light skinned kid boys that go to jail better know how to fight. Don't go in there
Uh-huh.
being light skinned and can't fight.
Yep.
Shoot. Yeah,
That's
he
what they
can't
call
even.
boy.
Yeah, he got a baby face. I told him, you can't even look mean. You go to jail, you in trouble. I remind him of that every time I talk to him. Well, when I used to talk to him. So I haven't talked to him in about 3 weeks. I
Oh,
guess he's still going through it. Poor thing. But
is that the one that is that the one that you had to put out?
yes, that's a 23-year-old. Yes, they wouldn't pay rent and wouldn't work. He graduated at 16. I let him stay home when he was 20. I was tired of that. I kept telling them, and see, my family, when they heard it, I went down there and stayed about almost 3 months during the summer. And
Uh-huh.
toward the end, it came out that I was having problems with him. My
Yeah.
brother say, you get home, you got 1 week to get rid of him, or the second week I'm gonna be there. So that first week, it wasn't even the whole, but the first 2 or 3 days, because I know my brother, he wasn't coming along. I got about 60 nephews and
Oh,
great
wow.
nephews or more. Yeah, because I'm number 11 and one brother had 17 kids and one of them had 10 kids. So I know
Woo,
that my
that's
brother
a
was
big family.
serious. Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
huge family. So just us as the family have get together. We usually have more than 300 people. And we ain't talking about nobody coming in from out of town, just the ones in the DC area.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah, so I told my son, I said, you gotta go. Because uncle said so and so, he laughed. So I know, see, he been away. He haven't really, except to go down with me to visit or fly back home, he hadn't really been around my family to know that they don't talk. They 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 told me, and I knew what was what. So I had to get my son out of here. He don't know I did it to keep him because my nephews were going to hurt him and there was no way I was going to be able to. There's two of them go to college about an hour from here, and they twins. They got football scholarships. They was going to meet their father here. So I told my son, I ain't worried about them punks. He don't know. I saved him. I saved him from going through some trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna get his butt waxed up. And and they noted. I told him, I said, he'll call the cops on you now. He don't care nothing about family. And that generation of the men in my family, you don't call cops. You deal with stuff yourself. That right there was enough for them to break his jaw to make sure he can't talk when he called. So I kind
Oh
of
man.
regretted telling him, yeah, I kept my
Yeah.
son from getting hurt. I told him, I love you and I'm doing this for you. So that's when I decided to go down and get a restraining order. But also, my complex had told me, you need to get rid of him or you have to move. Because
Oh
while I was
yeah.
out of town, they found him smoking, and smoking wasn't legal then in the parking lot. And he gonna tell them that he living with me. I say, you fool! You're not on my lease. All you had to do was say, just leave, start walking somewhere. Why would
Yeah,
you
that's right.
tell them that you live with me? So they called me. I said, yeah, I got a son. He's checking on my stuff. They said, no, he told us he's living there. I said, no, he's not living there. But I had to go home, and that was when I got home and they told me, we don't have a problem with you. You've been here 4 years. Always pay on time. We've never had a problem with you. But your son has to go because the cops got him and his girlfriend out of the car and had them both handcuffed on the grass. That didn't happen in my complex before my son. But I was thank God I wasn't there to be embarrassed.
Yeah, yeah.
But I had to. So I went to the court and I told the truth, some of the things he had been doing, and they gave me a restraining order for 2 years. So that can just tell you some of the stuff wasn't. It was pretty bad,
Oh
but he
yeah.
never physically hit me. But that day before they put him out, he pushed me out the door. And I didn't know then he was in the house still and he had stole my corn collection. I didn't realize,
Oh
but yeah. But in doing that was during the time I was having an asthma, was acting up. It was hot. So I called 911 because he wouldn't let me in. I wasn't going to no neighbor. I wanted to get in my house. And the cop that came there, before she got there, he let me out. But one of the other cops heard it, recognized the address, and came. And he was the cop that had him handcuffed on the grass.
yeah.
So he told me, he said, you ought to be ashamed of yourself, disrespecting your mother, having your mother go through all these changes. I wish my mother was here. He gave him the blues. And I'm looking at my son. Where was all that respect that you showing this white man? It came out that you weren't showing me an hour ago. Say some of the stuff, even though he wasn't cursing at me. He was, I'm tired of this shit and blah, blah, blah. See, he had never gone off like that. So I knew
Yeah.
he had to go because it was getting worse. He was
Yeah.
cursing in front of me, which he had never done. He might have cursed me when I couldn't hear him, but he'd never done it. Um, and I just felt like things were out. So he was gone. I didn't see him for about a year. And when he came over, my cousin was over. My cousin said, why are you letting him in here? I said, for the same reason when the women that got restraining orders against you let you back in to talk to you. I say, but he's not coming here to live. I'm just
Yeah.
talking
Right.
to him. Yeah. But my
It's just
cousin was right.
up. You
He,
know, you
he
got to
was,
set boundaries.
yeah, he was right in the end. My cousin was right because he went, he was fine for about 3 months. Then that foolishness started. And when the foolishness started, I told him, you got to go. I love you, but I love me more. Oh,
That's right.
so and that's the last time I've actually seen him. Mm. I love me some strawberry soda.
I used to drink that all the time with the powdered donuts. My mom used to know that I like that. So anytime like she would like go to the store, she would come back with a can of strawberry soda and some powdered donuts.
Oh, are you the only child?
Oh
Or just
no. I have
oh,
four sisters and one brother.
oh. They said you were spoiled, so I thought maybe you were the only. Oh, so
Oh,
everybody.
my sisters and brothers grew up with my grandparents.
Oh, okay. That's oh yeah, grandparents. I think that's a grandparent's job to spoil their grandkids. Yeah, they're easier usually on their grandkids than they were on their own kids because they've gotten older.
Yeah, see,
Um,
I was spoiled by my grandfather because I was born 1 pound 2 ounces. So since birth, he always
oh,
kind of like protected me and kept me like away from any kind of mess or anything. So
right. Oh, so are they still alive? Is either one
no,
of your oh
one of
sorry
them
to hear that.
passed away in 2005, and the other one passed away in 2015.
Oh, okay. Yeah, both of
Yeah.
my parents. Well, of course, because they'd be 100. My mother would be 100 something. She had me. I believe she was 42 because she had my other sister at 44. So, yeah, she'd be 100 plus. Ah,
Yeah,
how?
my mom passed away first in 2001, and then I stayed with my
Oh,
grandparents. I was 15 years old when my mom passed away, so I went back to stay with my grandparents till I got well, I stayed with them until they was one of them, my grandfather had dementia and Alzheimer's, and my grandma got Alzheimer's, so my aunt took power of attorney over them, and that's when she moved them in with them, and I went my own way, and you know.
yeah. Oh, well, God bless them for taking on that. Because, yeah, um, you being that little it took a lot of time. Make sure, you couldn't afford no infection. You had to eat. Yeah. God bless them, particularly since they was older, you know, and
Yeah,
they took on a baby. Yeah.
and that's why I feel so bad because when they got Alzheimer's and dementia, I couldn't help them like they helped me, and it made me feel guilty for a long time. But
You shouldn't.
I
You were young. You were quite young to have taken. That was a lot. I dealt with my mother on Alzheimer's. It would have ran you crazy, girl. Two
yeah.
people, you couldn't have done it. One person would have been very hard.
Yeah, when I was
Um,
there with him, my grandpa, he was like misplacing stuff, and then he was walking off from the house and getting lost, and we had to go look for him, and then my grandma was forgetting stuff, and you'd have a conversation with her and she forget what she like a few minutes later, and she kept falling because she wouldn't stay still, like she couldn't walk good because she had diabetes, and it threw off your balance, so she would fall and
right,
hit her head, and I would be like, stay right there while I go help grandpa. And I turn around and she's trying to get up again and she falls and hit her head. And it was too
oh,
much. And I was overwhelmed.
yes, that would have been overwhelming for a 30-year-old. Really, somebody twice your age. Um, my mom's Alzheimer's started. She was 62, which was kind of early back then. Um, but I worked night shift, so and I only worked 3 days a week. Even though I had foster kids, I'd send them to school, then I'd go over and take her to her appointments and take her back home. Um, but the baby girl, my younger sister, she was the one that was spoiled. Didn't have time. I couldn't believe that. As much as she was spoiled, but I guess that's how it happens. The ones, and she lived with my mom until my mom, well, until her husband pretty much forced her to move in
Uh-huh.
for them to move out of my mother's house.
Yeah, see, it's the ones that you think that's gonna be there for the parents those are the ones that run away from it. The one my grandma had six kids like my mom. She had one boy and five girls also. And one of the girls was a registered nurse, and she was really really smart, and we thought she was going to take charge and do all the things she
Yes.
needed to do, but that one is the one that ended up running away from the situation and didn't want any responsibility at all. So that kind of took
Um,
us by surprise.
yeah.
And it was a lot of mess going on in the family because my family was wealthy. My grandparents were wealthy. So it was a lot of fighting over their money. And it just got to be just too much, you know?
Oh yeah. Money would do that. That's what split us up when my father died. When my mother died, my father was still alive, so he was in control of the money, and he had one um, will leaving everybody a equal portion, and then her
Uh-huh.
sister took him to another attorney and got another will. But then they
Oh,
went to
wow.
fight him, but no, I didn't even care to fight. I just said, listen, I'm getting 43. No, it ain't what I should be getting, but um, I'm glad to get 43,000. So I'm taking my
Yeah.
money. Yeah, but the ones that stole, all that money's gone anyway. They wasted it.
Yeah. That's how my aunt did. She when she took power of attorney of them, she took power of attorney before they were passed away. So what she did was she put everything in her name, and she spent 195,000 in 1 year on just
Wow.
crap, you know. And like it was supposed to go to us, so they ended up my all my aunts ended up getting a house out the deal, paid off, so they all have houses. And then what was left went to us because my mom passed away, so her kids got what she was supposed to get. It got split up between her six kids and then another six kids that my uncle had that he passed away. My only uncle, he had
Right.
passed away. So first my mom passed away, then my uncle passed away. So their kid, like the kids of theirs, got the rest of the inheritance. So that's where, and it took so many years to get that inheritance. The lawyers got most of it because of the fighting
Uh,
and the fussing.
yeah. We didn't have no lawyers. We was too cheap for that. We just fought among each other, went down and to probate court and put in a judgment against my sister. My sister, God bless her. She stole two of my other sister who was dead kids' money
Oh
because they
wow.
didn't come today to pick up their check. They didn't show up that day, and she kept telling them she sent it. I said, if you send it by the post office and it's a registered letter, then you have a tracking number. And we never got a tracking number. They never got their money. But I
So
meant to,
how could she
huh?
do that if it was court ordered and they had the checks just like we did, the checks written out into your name?
What's
How
the
could she cash their check?
only? I listen. My sister was she was a thief. She was the first lady in the church too now.
Oh,
Who hid her car from the snatch man for years in her garage and make no
wow.
payments. She I don't know how she got that them checks cashed,
Yeah.
but if she couldn't get them cashed, she would have gave the money up. We believe she had contacts because of um, she had embezzled from the bank too that she was working at. So we believe she had somebody with the right
Oh,
ID to cash them checks, and they
yeah.
got a portion. To this day, we never found out. Only time we
Wow.
see her is at a funeral. That's the
Wow.
only time. Yeah.
That's horrible.
And I sent her a message about 10 years ago, and I told her, I forgive you for what you done. I don't, but I'll never trust you again. But you are
Yeah.
my sister. You can call. I never heard from her. I let it go. You know, she had two of the family members that she kept in contact, and both of them she beat them for money. I say now
Mm-mm.
y'all see, and then I found out later that she got two other ones. So I say,
Oh wow.
how why? Y'all knew what she did. Did you think we were lying? I was lying. Yeah. And my niece said, hit this money, had a big hit at a casino. Now she's a gambling addict. But,
Uh-huh.
and she lent my sister money, and my sister ain't paid her the money back either. I said, what
Oh my
did you
goodness.
think? I told y'all what she did to me. Y'all thought I was lying or what? But yeah, she,
Yeah, some people gotta fall and bump their own head to,
yeah.
to
But I
learn their
think
lesson.
everybody know now that
Yeah,
no one trusts her. Yeah. They'll talk to her, but nobody's lending her no money. Finally, you know. Yeah, it took long enough. Oh, that noise. Is anybody in the chat?
not yet. I think there's just one person still watching.
I
But I'm
don't know.
huh?
Rest in no P. What's not no P? We
No problem.
appreciate you. Oh, gosh, child, great live. Yeah, talking about people. But I love my sister, but I can never trust her with money again. You
Yeah,
know, and and it kind of turned me away from church for a while until I opened up and I was talking to someone, and he said, "Why are you allowing someone else to keep you from getting what you need in the church because they are doing wrong? God's gonna take care of them. If nothing else, they're gonna be judged harsher because they're hypocrites."
that's right.
The husband, the church they used to go to up in Maryland, right outside of DC, he moves to Virginia and opened up a sister church connected to that church without the pastor's approval. You're not supposed
Oh
to do
wow.
that. Yeah, same name and all. But he went down in Rixieville, Virginia, and opened up. And when they found out, they changed the name and started having a church at home. So, and she was taking care of a nephew, and she would have my niece, well, great nephew, my niece would pay her. She had my niece pay her checks in the church's name. I guess so she didn't have to. I don't know. I guess because of some kind of breaks you get for the church,
Uh-huh.
you know. Yeah. So she was just so crooked, and that's when I started going back to church. I said, yeah. Um, I just didn't trust anybody in the church after seeing my sister perpetrating her and her husband.
Yeah.
It's a lot of other stuff they had done, and I got discouraged. But I went back. Somebody
Yeah, I
sent
know a
them.
lot of people who get discouraged and they quit the church because they feel like if a person can, but everybody that's at church and everybody who claims to be godly are not godly. There's a lot of people that they try to walk in they're sheep, they're wolf in sheep clothing. So, 1 minute my dogs are
Yeah.
barking. Let me go see why they're barking.
All right. Yeah, God's child. I see you in the chat. You understand probably. Um, but it took me, yeah, it took me a while, but I'm in there for me today. I go to church. Well, I'm not going now because of this. I really haven't gone in 2 Sundays because Ohio started really closing things down here about 2 or 3, no, about 3 weeks to a month ago. I went out and got me one of them masks before they sold out on them, the ones that they're telling people not to buy. But it's kind of late because I don't want that little paper mask because I may have to go out. Be it, I don't have to go out for medicines, but I do have to go out to buy food and water. I don't need no toilet paper. I live in a 55-year and older building, and they're bringing toilet tissue to the people here. So I told them, you can get that toilet paper to somebody else. I'm okay. I really have enough.
Oh,
Yeah. I don't need to be hoarding when it's somebody that got two or three. Because I
Yeah,
told
that
another friend she could come and get it, but I'm not going to drive 20 minutes to her to give her toilet paper and come back. If they want it,
yeah,
she come over. I'll give her about 6 rolls, but
that's right.
she doesn't. She don't want to come. And these are the 1,000 sheets, so told her they might last a little longer, name brand, but I'm not gonna drive more like 25 minutes then. So it's almost an hour for driving. I'm not gonna do it. If she want them, she can come and get it. Yeah.
Yeah, especially when you're giving somebody something, you don't shouldn't have to go out of your way to, you know, they should be appreciative enough to come get it.
Yeah, particularly when they have a car. If she didn't have a car, it was one thing. I probably would just go ahead and do it. But I know she has a car. They have 2 cars. They got a car and a truck. Two
Oh,
modes of transportation. So till
yeah,
she
gosh,
come,
child. Oh, I'm sorry. I was saying, yeah, it is getting crazy out there to God's child. It's
yeah,
a lot of people doing some crazy stuff. Like my pastor's friend said today on when we had our virtual church, he said that he saw some teenagers weren't following the curfew or the lockdown rules in wherever he was at, and they went outside and the police went and grabbed him up and kind of beat him up and put him, took him in, in or whatever. Like wow.
wow, beat them up. I wonder. Yeah, but these kids don't have respect, so they might have said something disrespectful to the cop.
Yeah, yeah,
But
that's what I'm thinking.
the yeah, the parents. I was. This has never happened, but if it had happened, I tell my son, if you want to live here, I suggest you stay in here. Because I wouldn't want him, because they don't take it as serious. Him going in and out with his friends and whoever, then coming back bringing me something. Because if anybody catches, it's usually the people that got pre-existing lung problems.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
told that's what I just told my nephew. He's like, "Can I go outside and play?" I'm like, "No." I told you before you came over here if you were gonna run in and out, you weren't allowed to come over here. He was like, "Oh, okay," because this is serious. You need to start taking it. They need to start taking it serious, kids and all.
Yes. Oh, yes. It really is. Yeah.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. Well, this live was about chit chatting. We were chit chatting together, and giving words of encouragement to people who need it right now. Um. Because I know there's a lot of people that's panicked and they want to go outside and do what they want to do, but right now we have to all work together to keep this disease in control so that a lot of people won't lose their life for no good reason, and just tell everybody to keep their faith in God and trust in God because He's bigger than any corona or any virus or anything that could come around to this nation or any other nation. So we just need to. Sometimes he does stuff like that. We will pay attention to him more and trust in him and read his word and get close to him when it's in time of need. So
Yeah. And listen to someone talk without beefing. No beef over here. Say just
yeah,
veggies.
yeah. That's why my audience kind of went down because I'm not with the beefing and going back and forth with people. I'm not with that. I'm over here. We're doing all positive vibes over here. So and plus I don't know. Actually, I think they had went down is because actually when I came over here, like this guy said he came over here looking for a sweetheart, and that day I was going off on them for lying on me and stuff. That kind of turned them off from coming over here because I was just going off on them. But I feel like I needed to make that live to clear some things up because my name was being tossed around in a bad way. So, but sometimes it's
Yeah.
better to just keep your mouth shut and let them do what they do because your characteristics will show what kind of person you are, your actions and stuff like that. So,
Oh, yeah. Let me turn my head and blow my nose. Excuse me.
oh,
You know,
sorry.
when you take them breathing treatments.
Oh yeah, they bring up a lot of mucus when you do that because I used to have to take those. I had asthma too, and because from being born premature, I had health conditions too on growing up, and I still have a little here and there. So I know what you mean.
Yeah. And I took one before I came on, so I'd be able to talk it out.
Yeah,
Because that
I know
happens a lot.
exactly what you mean.
Yeah, but you were just venting. It's not like that happened. I mean, that's just one day. Um, and I think everybody at one time or another vents. If they don't, they're a very angry person holding that in. They're going to explode one day and misplace
That's right.
anger on the wrong person.
That's
Yeah.
right. So that's why I tried to get it out because I didn't want to go over there and just act a dang plum fool, and go off on people in different people's chats and then, cause chaos in other people's chats. So I brought it to my platform. And I invited them to come over and join if they wanted to say anything to me or get anything they had on their chest off. But it didn't happen like that. Well, someone did come over, but I think was you there when she dropped down in the chat?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it was
Uh-huh.
someone come over
You
here,
and
but
you had
it was
already said you knew people were up, yeah, in the bushes, and then she came on down. I laughed. I said, "You pull that one down." Yeah.
yeah, because when she came down, she's all, and I was just wondering if you still wanted that package, and now we could talk about it. She had no intentions of resending that package, and she had no intentions of talking about it either. But it's all good. I don't care. Like I told her from the jump, it doesn't really matter that much to me. I'm not a big person on getting stuff from people, and if they don't want to give it to me, that's fine. I mean, there's a lot of other options out there getting soaps and stuff like that. So I'm not really caring about it. It was just nice to share with them, wisdom and talk, about different current events and stuff like that. But if I can't be a part of something and be in a positive environment while I'm a part of it, I would rather not do it at all. So
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
but I think I'm go ahead and end this live and try to see if we can find some other lives to go, raid. And
Yeah.
yeah,
Like
so
crash, party
if you
crashing.
find one before I do, yeah, if you find one before I do, let me know in my comments or something, or call me or text me. Yeah, text me and let me know.
Okay. I'll
Find a good
text
one.
you.
I'm gonna go ahead
Okay,
and
I will.
face
Nice
down my
talking to
sister.
you, girl.
Okay, nice
And
talking to you.
and nice meeting you, God's child. That's a nice name. I like that.
Yeah.
All right. I'll see you in a little bit, maybe.
Okay.
All right. Bye
Okay.
bye.
Bye bye.